Alrighty, then. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing this morning? How was your weekends? Hello, Augie. Congrats on being first. How are you? You alright? So, weekend. First of all, let's go ahead and explain to you all again what we're doing here, just in case there's any new people. So, this is a co-working slash co-studying stream, and what we do, it's a pretty chill stream. We don't get like super excited or anything like that. But what we do is we always start off each morning with like 15 20 minutes worth of talking, um, and then we'll do 20 minutes of working and studying, during which my microphone will be muted, the music will be turned up, and it's chill, relaxing music, so you don't have to worry about that. And all that wonderful stuff. We get our heads down, we study for 20 minutes, and then we come back, we have a stretch, we chat for another 15, and then we continue on for 2 hours. This lasts from now until noon GMT. That's English, UK time, and then we take 2 hours off for a break, and then we come back at 2 p.m. UK time for our afternoon work session. Augie, you're good and ready to work. Oh, awesome. And Mandala, hello. I did. Yes, it looks lovely. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, I last week on Thursday, I noticed that when I was recording the YouTube videos for this week, I had a I didn't notice while I was recording, but I noticed while I was editing, I had a piece of hair that was like sticking straight up. Um, you know those cartoons where someone's hair catches on fire or they get struck by lightning or whatever, and another cartoon character like licks their fingers and goes shh on strand of hair that's sticking straight up and that has a fire, flame on the end of it. That's what I looked like on Thursday while I was recording my videos. I didn't redo the videos because I'm just like, ugh. I by that point in time, I had been working for like 3 solid hours, and I did not feel like working another 3 hours to get those videos re-recorded. So I left it. But on Friday, actually no, it was Thursday at lunchtime. I went downstairs and I shaved my hair. So there you go. You were wondering if I was co-work streaming today because you didn't see it on the Twitch schedule. I always forget about the Twitch schedule being a thing. I really, really need to get on the ball and populate my Twitch schedule. So I will do that. That's gonna be. I'll put that on the list of things that I want to get done today, or tomorrow, this week. You know what it is. And then yeah, we'll do that. Augie's going over to YouTube as well. Augie, add it to the list. Exactly. Hold on. I've just got a message and I need to see. Okay. Friend of mine is twinged her ankle. She's got a really weak ankle, and she's just let the chat know that she's once again hurt her ankle. Poor woman. I feel so sorry for her. She twisted her ankle she broke her ankle several years ago, and when you break any bone, that bone and joint, especially if the break was along a joint, is it's weaker than it was before the break, and she's constantly spraining or twisting her ankle because of the breakage several years back. So she's done it once again. She fell down the stairs. She said she's okay though, so except for her ankle being hurt. So that's good at least. Mandala, it's the worst when you do something then your hair is being. Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it's so funny. I made fun of it. Y'all will see it in the videos when they release on YouTube this week. They're probably going to be releasing on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. At least that's my plan. Hi, Tony. How are you? Glad to see ya. I always forget that your actual name is Tracy because your name is Tony Gunk on Twitch. So I always forget. I always forget. And Mandela, you're doing good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm really glad to hear it. But yeah, so weekend. What did y'all get up to over the weekend? So for those of you who didn't know, Friday night, Paul did a live stream playing Minecraft. If you missed Friday night's live stream, you can watch it on the VOD over both on Twitch and YouTube. So there's that. And Saturday and Sunday, I spent doing my online content creator course. It's the job, or what's the word, assignment. That's it. The assignment that I was given for that I was given last week is a doozy. I had to first find 5 content creators on YouTube that do similar things that I do, um, and add them as competitive. Say that they're my competitors, even though I don't like that word. But yeah, they're basically people in my niche that do some similar things that I do. It was really difficult finding 5 different creators because one, a lot of content creators that do Sims related stuff have dropped off the radar due to the EA buyout, and I don't blame them at all. If I had if there was any other life simulation game out there for me to play, I would be pivoting over to that life simulation game. Inzoi, I decided not to do because of Crafton's announcement, and their admittance that they're using AI so that they don't have to hire as many game developers. They're like, we want to shrink our workforce down to bare bones, so we're incorporating AI so we don't have to hire artists and programmers. And I'm like, yep, I'm dropping you like a freaking ton of bricks. I wasn't happy. But yeah, that was I did coursework all weekend. I'm nowhere near done with that assignment, so that's one of the things I need to do today. Donate cars in for a service, so you're chilling in Costa. Oh, nice. I don't blame you for chilling. Chilling is good. And you're working today. You spent all weekend working, and your Saturday is today, so you get today off. Nice. Augie, you work and streamed Saturday. Yesterday was a chilling day. Everyone needs at least one chill day, you know? We tried to play Baldur's Gate 3 last night. We finally got a little bit in, but every time that we try to play Baldur's Gate 3 with friends, something goes wrong. Either like we get a NAT punch error, which means that the games can't sync together for some reason or another, or the game crashes when we start playing the game. The game on whoever, the guy that is hosting the game, it'll crash on him and we'll all get kicked out. So every time we want to play, it takes us like an hour of loading up the game, trying to join the game, rebooting the game before we can actually play it, It's just ugh. But there you go. Tony, that's where you dislike AI when it's used to replace humans. You get it for those with disabilities. So yeah, exactly. It's a tool. It should be used as a tool, not as a human replacement. I'll get off my soapbox. Tony, you just had 3.5 weeks off. Your last day of 2025 was Sunday, the 21st of December, and you went back to work on Thursday, the 15th of January. Nice. It's nice having a nice long holiday, isn't it? Augie, you only ever use AI when you're personally creatively challenged, but you would never use it to replace a physical person. Exactly, yeah. 100% agree. Mandela, the weekend for you is just Sims on your legacy save. You did work a bit on Saturday and Sunday, but that's it. I mean, working on your Sims legacy save is awesome. I did spend a little bit of time playing The Sims over the weekend, and I am so excited. I'm really excited to show you all what's happening in The Sims. With the upcoming DLC, I cannot wait for that to come out. It is looking really really good. I mean, they've been releasing trailers and everything. They did a whole Q&A over on their official Discord, and yeah, it's looking really cool. My coffee has gone cold, and I am not happy about it, but it's fine. There we go. Okay, so Brain Augie, you're oh yeah, you're answering Mandala. You're just busy working. I hear you. Okay, so we're at nearly 15 minutes. So that means that we need to start our co-working session, okay? Um Sorry about the mess in the background. That chair, that is an old new chair. That was up in the attic. Um, so it's like 1980s. That is very much a 1980s chair, very retro. So that is my um co-streaming with Paul chair from now on. That is, I'm gonna clean it up, and that is the chair that I will be sitting on Friday. Augie, you love the rainbow on the wall. Nice. Tony, Dita had that problem too, except it was tea that went cold. I Cold coffee and cold tea is horrible. When if it's meant to be hot and it goes cold, it's terrible. Now, iced coffee and iced tea that is meant to be cold is it's so weird, isn't it? It is absolutely weird that you can drink iced coffee. I can drink iced coffee. It's fine because it's supposed to be cold from the start. But if it's hot coffee, yeah, and it goes cold, my brain is like, ugh. It's brains are weird. Brains are so weird. Okay, so feel free, my friends. Tony, don't talk to J Dub about chilled tea. I love iced tea. In the summertime, I make sun tea. You basically you take a big jar, add tea bags to it, fill it up with water, and stick it outside in the sunlight, so that the natural heat of the sun brews the tea, and then you pour it over ice, and it's just so good. It's really nice. Okay, I should have a thermos flask filled with coffee. It is on my plan. Actually, when I get this office set up, my plan is to have a small um coffee pot. One of those that like brews just like 2 cups of coffee at once. And my plan is to have it, have it behind me so that I can make coffee and tea whenever I want. I know I'm horrible. I'm horrible. Okay, so feel free to we need to get started. Feel free to add your own tasks. The command list is there, and I'm going to set the timer, and I can never remember how to set the timer because I'm absolutely forgetful. Okay, there we go. So let's set the timer for 2015, and let's go. Remember, microphone is muted from now. Ah, there we go. How's everyone doing? We have finished our first 20-minute stretch, and now we're gonna stretch. There we go. So Optine, let's catch up to chat. Optine, you have a new thermos. It's got a touch screen on the lid with a built-in temperature sensor, so you can tap the sensor or tap the lid, and it tells you how hot the drink is. You use it at work, and even after 4 hours, the liquid is still in its 30s. Nice. And Tony, you got a kettle from you with a temperature dial from your work for your 40th last year. You only mentioned it once as a possibly not a will get, and someone got it for you. New tea. I got a cup of tea from my housemate. Thanks for the slap there, Augie. What did I call you? You are not up. I called you up. I'm sorry. I am very sorry that I called you Optin. I always get your two names confused. It's because you both start your names start with O. You know that's and that's and you both have ing in your name as well. So it just addles my brain. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. 100%. Yes, I am definitely sticking to it. You will forgive me again for the 100th time, at least. I have to wonder how many of those slaps have been me getting you and Optine's names mixed up. Tony, your aunt confuses your name with your cousin Vicky. What's her excuse then? She's old. That's that's about the only thing I can think is that she's old. Oh dear, oh dear. I like it. Tony, that's why your boss calls everyone toots. No, your boss calls everyone toots because they're just um maybe they watched the movie Tootsie too many times. There you go. Tony, your aunt is only 20 years older than you. Oh dear. Mandala, she's old. I'm glad you found that funny. Oh dear. By the way, who here remembers the film Tootsie? I don't. Augie senior moment. That is my life, Augie. Is senior moment. But I don't have the excuse because I am not that old yet. I've got I've got another 15 to 20 years before I can say that I'm having senior moments. Augie, you have heard of it and seen clips from it, but you've never seen it in full. It's from the 80s. And you can bet, I mean you can pretty much guess how dated it is. Um I watched it. I remember watching it I think I watched it on TV when I was little. I can't remember how old I was, but I either watched it. It was that long ago. I can't even remember. I either watched it on a VHS tape that someone had rented, or it was on TV, and I can't remember which one because I was so young. It's been several decades, several decades since I watched it. But yeah. Anytime I hear someone using the word toots, it's just it reminds me of that film. I don't know. It's the name of the film, Tootsie. Augie OMG VHS really dates it. It does. It really does. It's just very yeah. anytime I mention, I mean, I could mention Betamax. You know, I mean, that goes back even farther. 8-track cassettes, you know. I listened, my mom and I, we had a stereo that we had from the time that I always remember having the stereo. Um, so I'm guessing that the stereo predated me. You know, that my parents probably got it either not too long after I was born or before I was born. And it was a radio, cassette player, record player, and 8-track cassette player. And my mom had a really nice collection of 8 tracks, ranging from, oh goodness, she had quite a few. Elvis, different country musicians, and just loads of different kinds. Augie, you had a Betamax. I I don't remember having a Betamax. I think we just went straight to VHS when I was a kid. Tony, VHS was still going until just into the new millennium. Very true. Yeah, it was. You've got to Tony, you have a few things on VHS from things that you watched late 90s into early 2000s. Yeah. I think I know that DVDs were a thing prior to the year 2000, because my sister, her husband at the time, he was a technophile. Anything new, if he could get it, he got it. And when DVDs first came out and Laserdiscs, when Laserdiscs first came out, he went full into Laserdiscs. He had in their living room, they had a whole stereo system that had a laser disc that could also play CDs and DVDs, um, as well as the laser disc games. So it was a full thing, you know. Um, but yeah, he completely bought into it. He made like this surround sound system, um, for specifically when he bought the laser disc. Um, Get Up. Yeah, he went in completely. But yeah, it's just like old. Laser discs were like, for those of you who don't know what a laser disc is, it's basically like a disc that looks like a CD or a DVD, only it is the size of a vinyl record. And mid 90s, I believe, is when it came out, because I was living with them, with my sister and her then husband, when they got it. Yeah, and he got quite a few different films and such, like, that were laserdisc. Loads of fun. I liked it because they were nice and big and chunky, and I don't know. It was just really cool to be able to take something the size of a record and know that there was a whole film on there, you know? Okay, the oldest thing you had growing up was a Commodore 64. Yeah, I had a Commodore 64 and a Commodore VIC 20 at one point. And you had a gray Spectrum with a built-in tape deck. My VIC 20 had a tape deck. Then your brother got the OGPS. Thanks, Augie. Did I call you Opting again? One day I will stop getting your names confused. Augie, you remember your paternal nana had a stereo cabinet. It was the size of a sideboard. You had to lift the top up, and it had a record player and radio built into it. It must have been from the 50s. I can't remember. I know that one of my grandparents had something like that as well. And I cannot for the life of me remember which one. Augie, oh, I called Tony your name instead of. I am very sorry, Tracy. McLeod, hello. How you doing, McLeod? You all right? I will one day get names not confused. Does that make sense? I don't think so. I don't believe me, and I doubt that any of you lot believe me either, so it's fine. Augie, I'm obsessed with you, confirmed. 100% confirmed, yes. Astana, good morning to you. How are you? Glad to see ya. One day I will no longer get people's names mixed up, and you will never slap me ever again. I'm just saying. Tony, my vocals are just working quicker than my brain. 100%, yeah, 100%. That's what we'll say. Yes. Astana, you're doing well. You just had breakfast. Nice. And McLeod, you're just waking. I don't wake up until noon. I've got another hour and 15 minutes of waking up to do. It's just how it works. So we've got about 3 minutes left, three and a half minutes left of this chatting break time. So just as a reminder to you all, we do have the super sweet bot. Sorry, my brain just blanked out then. If you want to add any tasks to your own personal list, we've got. I don't know why I keep. There we go. We've got a list of commands here that you can use. If you want a list of more advanced commands, you can type in exclamation sweet help or exclamation timer space help. And the bot will give you more stuff. But yeah, feel free to add your own tasks. And with a reminder, we have 20 minutes of work time where we get our heads down and work, and the microphone is muted. And then 20 minutes of 15 minutes of break time where we have a drink, we have a stretch, we chat, we laugh at me getting people's names confused, stuff like that. Augie, you think I do it on purpose just so I get slapped? I'm a glutton for punishment. I mean, I don't. Honest, I honestly don't get y'all's names mixed up on purpose. Sorry, I'm just looking outside. Today was trash day, so the bin man came round, emptied our recycling bins, which was fun because they're loud. And luckily, they did it this week right before stream time, so that's good. Y'all didn't have to listen to the sounds, because when I say loud, I mean it's loud. So, are we ready for our next work time? Like I said, 20 minutes of work, 15 minutes of making fun of Muir for getting people's names confused, and we'll be good, right? I'm still working on my chats, or not my chats, my scripts. There was a lot of information added over the weekend, and now I have to apply all of that new information to my script, to my script plan, and try to figure out what to change. You gotta love that emote, Tony. Those pet emotes are adorable. They're always funny. Augie, you're working on stream admin during these rest sessions. So you're working during. Wait, are you doing housework during the work sessions? If you were doing computer stuff during the break sessions? Inquiring minds. All right. Here we go. 10 seconds, and then we can start work. I'm really gunning for working right now because I am so excited about this new DLC, or this upcoming DLC for The Sims 4, and yeah, I've got a bunch of video ideas made for it. Augie, you do housework during the working sessions and stream admin during the break sessions. That makes sense. All right, let's let's continue with the next poema. Tony, you're reading a book during the work sessions. I don't blame you. Reading a book is good to do. On days that I have nothing to do, that's my plan is to read books as well. So you're not the only one. Of course, when me not having anything to do is, very very rare. All right, let's get this started, and I will talk to you all in 20. my friends. Welcome back. It is break time. How are you all getting along? Everything going okay? I really hope so. Um, Wisdom, hello. How are you? Glad to see ya. And Augie, you put a link in the Discord of a cozy game that you found at the weekend called Strange Horticulture. You play as the owner of a magical plant shop, serving customers, exploring locations for new plants, and working out clues to locations, all while a murder mystery is unfolding around you. Because who doesn't like a little bit of murder along with their plants? It does sound like a really interesting game, though. I like the murder mystery angle, especially. It just gives you something, if you get bored of tending to, finding plants and exploring, you can always help solve the mystery, right? They go hand in hand. Ah, cool. So they've really worked it into the game really well. It sounds. Murderous plants sound interesting, McLeod. Somehow I don't think that it's the plants, although it could be. Instead of the butler, it could be the plants that done it. You never know. You never know. So I have done a good thing, and before we started today's stream, I filled up my water bottle. So this is your reminder, everyone, if you do not have a glass of water, or you have not had a drink of some kind in the last hour and 15 minutes, go grab yourself something to eat. Drink. Go grab yourself something to drink. Words. Who needs them? McLeod, don't eat the mushrooms. Tony, one way to make the plants grow. That's. I mean, it's true, but at the same time, Tony, at the same time, McLeod, you've got tea and toast. Tea and toast are definitely good things. Okay, so my friends, I'm going to take a very brief break, and because I after a cup of coffee and a cup of tea and a couple 100 milliliters of water, I need to go take a comfort break. Huggy natural fertilizer, definitely, yeah. That reminds me though. That's something that I want to do when I finally, when I cark it. Is instead of being cremated or simply buried, um, I saw several years ago this thing where it's basically a pod. So instead of a coffin, they put you in a biodegradable pod that and at the top of the pod is a sapling, a baby tree. And the idea is you plant your loved ones plant you in the ground inside this pod, and you directly feed the tree. I like that idea, to be completely honest, and I would love to be able to do that. Sometime in the when I have when I've died in 100 years from now. I'm totally gonna live to be 150, 100%. Yeah, Tony, you want that as well? It just sounds so nice, doesn't it? Just really nice, really natural, and it helps reforest the world as well. If we all did that, can you imagine if everyone did that? Instead of being buried in a coffin or cremated, you just had your remains buried with a tree sapling. Can you imagine how many trees would be planted every year? That would be just an absolutely fantastic way to go out, I think. A lasting legacy, so to speak. Okay, so my friends, we're going to take a very brief break. I will be back in just 1 minute, okay? I promise. Be back in a minute. And we're back. Okay, so hold on. Gotta scroll up and read everything that I've missed. Augie, you'd like to be cremated, but you want your ashes to be used as fertilizer for a tree. Then those that want one can take a leaf from the tree as remembrance. That's nice. I like that. Tony, you've seen places in America called body farms where they stick you. Sorry, breathe. Where they stick you in different scenarios for police research. Okay, that's interesting. Like if it's left in the boot of a car, they do the same conditions and they can observe just okay. But what is this? Morbid Monday? Happy thoughts. I love the alliteration though, Tony. Morbid Monday. You gotta love it. So, okay. Um there we go. Nice water. I am so shocked at how much water I'm drinking. Um, Not using the air up pods because those of you who remember me from last year will know that like for the last year I've been drinking water through using the air up pods that kind of scent the water so that it makes you think that the water is flavored. But since we moved, I had run out of the air up pods in December right before we moved, and I have found that I no longer I can now drink water without needing the air up pods, which is awesome. I don't drink as much water as I used to with the air up pods, but I'm still making my way through at least um, 600 milliliters a day, which is about a quarter of what you're supposed to. But this time of year, the fact that I drink any water at all is amazing because it's, winter and I typically just drink hot drinks during the winter. I mean, I could easily go through like six of these mugs full of tea per day. Um, very, very easily. So yeah, the fact that I'm drinking any water at all is an absolute miracle. Hydrate, hydrate. You got to keep hydrated. It's good for you. Seriously, it is. Okay, it could be a lot worse. It could be 600 milliliters of squash or soda. True. Fizzy drinks are not good for you, even if they're sugar free. The acids and the colorings and the fizz in fizzy drinks makes you bloated. And makes you look like it's weird. But I noticed that because for a couple of months back, back when a couple of years ago, back when I had my lower surgery, back in 2024. It's been 2 years. Can you imagine that? But yeah, back in 2024 when I had my lower surgery, um, they told me that I couldn't have any caffeine uh, for like a month, and I cut out all of my fizzy drinks. I still had tea because I can't do without caffeine, but at least I cut out all of my fizzy caffeinated drinks and switched to water. And the amount of bloatedness that I lost as a result of cutting out the fizzy drinks and replacing them with still water was amazing. Um, I went from having like I mean, I have, a pretty big belly right now, but I went from having a good big belly to, and it went down by like an inch, which is amazing. McLeod, is the water different in the new house? It's the same water company, but we do live close to a there are a few water reservoirs in the area. So I'm thinking maybe it's a result of that, or the fact that this house, it could be anything. It could be the water's sourced from a different reservoir. And then y'all know that Yorkshire has tons of water reservoirs. Um, but yeah, it could be that the water is from a different reservoir, a different treatment plant. It could be the pipes in this house are different than they were in our old place. It could be loads of different things. Who knows? Who knows? Augie, you remember that? Way to make you feel old. It could be the age material of the pipes. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. So, but I don't mind drinking water from this house. Whereas in the old place, I couldn't stand the taste of water. Saying that I've never been able to stand the taste of bottled water either. So maybe it's just an age thing, you know? Maybe it's just, or I could have, using the air up pods got me used to drinking water um with the scent, and I got so used to drinking the water that now my brain no longer needs those scent pods. Who knows? Who knows? It could be anything from psychology to the age and material of the pipes, or anything. It could be literally anything. But I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to drink my water. That's what I'm going to do. All right, my friends. So, for those of you who are just dropping in, if you dropped in the middle of the break portion, I'm going to explain again what we do. So, over here, we've got I'm always using my left hand. We've got a list of commands that you can use on the Twitch channel. I'm sorry for those of you who are over on YouTube. You will not be able to use these commands because the bot only deals is only compatible with Twitch for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, we you can use these in the Twitch chat to program the bot with your own list. It keeps track of everyone, so that's good. And we do 20 minutes of focus time where we get our heads down and do whatever it is that you want to do. So some people will read for the 20 minutes, some people will do housework, some people will do sitting work at their computer, or whatever you want to do, you do it. And then we have 15 minutes of chatting where we just take a break, go to the toilet, get a drink, chat, whatever you need to do to take that break, is all good. And switch your brain and reward yourself. You gotta fire off those reward centers in your brain every once in a while. McLeod, you can only drink filtered water at home, but you can drink the water in Wales. Welsh water is so good. It really is. Um, the few times when we've been there for holiday, it's such good water. It really is. All right, I'm setting the timer, and we will start another 20 minutes of focus. Timer, if I can type it in correctly. There we go. Let's go. And I will see you all in 20 minutes. Excuse me. And that is the end of our next focus. And now we chat. How are you all doing? This is our final work promo for this morning. We are gearing up for lunch now. And let me drop down my microphone a little bit so y'all can hear me. We're gearing up for lunch soon, and yeah, I personally am hungry, so I'm looking forward to lunch. What are you all having for lunch today? If you're having lunch, if it's too early for lunch, if you're like in the states or over in North America, it's probably about breakfast time for you all. And also if you're over to the east, then it's probably gearing up to later than lunch. So time differences, you gotta love them, don't you? You absolutely have to love time differences. But yes, I hope you all have a wonderful lunch today, or breakfast, or whatever meal time it is. Um, I didn't get a lot done this morning, I have to admit. There's been a lot of. I'm prepping my video ideas and scripts for the upcoming royalty DLC for The Sims 4. And there's just been so much information that is dropped since I made my initial things. McLeod, you've only just had breakfast. You've only just woken up like an hour or so ago, McLeod. So it's perfectly fine. See, I tend to skip breakfast. So, and the reason why I tend to skip breakfast is in the mornings, I am very rarely ever hungry first thing in the mornings. My stomach is just, there's no sense of hunger there. So I will typically skip breakfast. Sometimes if I will feel hungry first thing in the morning, so I will get myself a small something, like a small bowl of cereal or a croissant or something, a piece of toast. But normally I'm not hungry at all. But by the time lunchtime rolls around, I'm absolutely, my stomach's growling, and hunger pangs and all of that. So um, I tend to, around lunchtime, I'll have like a sandwich, a toasty or something. Cheese toasty usually. So that's typically lunch. Or like if I go out with my son, if I go out with Paul, then we'll have a larger lunch. So like we typically go to a local cafe or McDonald's or Burger King, and not Burger King, KFC. When Paul and I go out together. So um, on those days, I'll have like a large lunch. But generally, I skip breakfast and have just a small lunch, and then um, a medium-sized tea. I try not to eat a lot because it doesn't take much to fill me up. So tea is usually around anywhere from 400 calories, that is, up to like 800 calories, depending on the recipe. Which, by the way, I am going to be starting cooking again. Right now, it's just my housemate has been cooking for everyone in the last month, since the move. Uh, while we get everything sorted. So they've been really nice and cooking for the entire household. But I've been really wanting to get back into my gusto recipes. So I've ordered my first two boxes, and the first one should be getting here at the end of the month. So I'll start cooking again in February. Really, really looking forward to that. But yeah, so Sims related, my work for this morning. I spent the entire week, the entire 2 hours today, going over, or the entire hour basically of the focus times, going over all of the new information that has dropped over the last several days. like over the between Thursday and yesterday, over the weekend. And yeah, I've had to re jig things, move things around, make new video concepts. So that was me. That was all morning it took to filter through all of the new information. Um, but I now have four clusters or phases of videos ranging from 3 to 6 videos per cluster. So that's 4 weeks, by the way. That is for 1 full month of content around this upcoming DLC. So McLeod, nice. Yeah, I'm. This DLC, it looks really really good, and I mean, it's The Sims 4, so there are a lot of bugs. There are a lot of shortcomings. They've tried to basically put what should have been, in my opinion, 2 or 3 DLCs into one. Um, so, but that's not the developer's fault. That is the publisher's fault. I blame them. Um, but it does look really interesting, this upcoming DLC. I'm super excited for it. Thank you very much. My housemate just brought me more tea. Yeah, I am looking forward to this DLC and creating all of the guides that I've got scheduled for this DLC. I mean, like, spoiler alerts, but I've got for the first week, I've got a guide on curved stairs. Not really curved stairs, because there's going to be a base game, um, and we already know about this because they've shared it. But there is going to be an update to the game that allows you to have the end of stairs curved, and it looks really nice. Um, so wherever there's a floor, you can choose to instead of a straight stair, you can choose to have the left and right side of the stairs curved around, just to make it look more royal and fancy. So I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that. They're doing something with the railings, as they showed that in one of their latest trailers. So I'm going to be doing a video that shows how to do the new railings, um, and also make a short video again, on the stairs, um, where you can do the stair, the flare at the end. So I am definitely looking forward to doing that as well. That's just the first week. That is two long form videos and one short video, vertical. So that's gonna be really really good to get through. And then we've got 5 videos for week 2 that I've got planned, 6 videos for the 3rd week, and 4 videos for the 4th week. Some of these will probably be shorts, YouTube shorts, just depending on how long they end up being. Um, we'll see how it goes. Whoops, we will see how it goes. I am also looking forward to May. So if these are probably going to take me through February as far as recorded content over on YouTube. Um, so yeah, this is probably gonna last the entire month of February, so that's gonna be good. Or March. I need to look at my embargo and figure out when I mean, I can talk about some of the things because they've been publicly announced, but I need to double check to make sure when I can actually start uploading these videos that I'm making. So when is it? The 4th of February. There we go. so I can start posting videos on the 4th of February. So yeah, all of these videos that I'm making will last me through the entire month of February. So that's good. Nick Cloud at sometime soon. Yeah, yeah. Um, like I said, I'm under strict guidelines, so I can't talk about the new DLC too much. Being part of the EA Creator Network, they've said don't mention anything that hasn't been publicly talked about. So luckily, though, they have released two different trailers, and they've also done a Q&A over on their official Discord. So anything that is shown in those official trailers and anything that has been mentioned in the Q&A is I've got free reign to talk about. So it's all good. You have to love pesky embargoes. There's they're so much fun. So much fun. I am now looking over at Discord because yeah. Oh wow, Jeeves has just shown how many hours he's played in Elite Dangerous. Um I cannot play Elite Dangerous. It is one of those games that when it came out, I loved playing Elite. I wanted to play Elite Dangerous. I loved the idea. But I tried playing it and it made me so dizzy. So yeah, I can't play Elite Dangerous, sadly. But over on the Discord, Jeeves has said that he's shown that he's played nearly 2,500 hours of Elite Dangerous. That's about the number of hours that I've played in The Sims 4 since we switched from Origin um to the EA app. I've played about that in The Sims 4. Not, not that that's a big number though for Sims 4 players. Sims 4 players have definitely played a lot of hours. I know one person who just on the EA app, since they switched, has played like 5,000 hours of The Sims 4. And they are a content creator, but that's just wow. 5,000. How many? I'm curious now. I need to know how many 5,000 hours days. Okay, so 5,000 hours is a little under 209 days. That's a lot of time. Can you imagine playing one single video game for 209 days? That's like nearly a year. Almost that's firing up a game. Um and playing it for 24 hours a day for almost an entire year. And I thought that when I played which was it, Skyrim, when Skyrim first came out, I played in I think after in 2 months time I was up to like 200 hours of Skyrim. And I thought that was bad. Time sinks, man. Some games are just time sinks. It's amazing how you can lose track of time when playing certain games. We are finished then with our last relaxation work break. So, my friends, thank you so much for being here with me today. We're just going to end the stream so that I can go get lunch and you all can do whatever it is you need to do for this afternoon. We will be back around 2 p.m. UK time. I will, of course, probably start the stream a few minutes early just so that we can make sure that we get a full 15 minutes of warm up chat done. But, my friends, until 2 p.m., 2 hours from now, please stay safe, please stay hydrated, and don't forget to get yourself something to eat. And take a screen break. 100% take a screen break. Go for a walk if it's nice weather outside, which I might actually do. So, I will see you back here, 2 o'clock, 2 hours from now. But until then, bye. I will definitely enjoy my lunch, McLeod. You too. Bye bye. Where's my offline? There it is.